All right, welcome back, Truth Seeker. It is February 11th, 2021, and I do see that I have the wrong number on the screen as I start this broadcast, so actually we're going to start with that. While I'm fixing the number on the bottom of the screen, just as a heads up, in case you're not aware, Gematria Effect News has been suspended since the moment the Super Bowl concluded. It was a nice FU from Google as soon as the prediction landed from before the season began, where we said the Bucs would beat the Chiefs. As soon as that game ended, I got a notification from YouTube that the channel, Gematria Effect News, was suspended for violating its medical policies. And what was comical is the video they suspended didn't even talk about anything related to medicine, or it was all about 19-year cycles, and that's why they chose it, because Brady won his first Super Bowl, and, well, he won his first Super Bowl since his last, but from the very first Super Bowl he ever won against a Missouri team to the latest that he beat a Missouri team was 19 years later, and Kansas City equals 67, the 19th prime. We talked about that with the death of Leon Spinks. Mr. 55 right before the Super Bowl, the man who held Muhammad Ali to 55 career wins once upon a time, dies right before the start of Super Bowl 55. So anyway, YouTube suspended Gematria Effect News right as the Super Bowl concluded. And I've been posting on Gematria Effect Sports. So if you haven't been over there, I've been busy. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 new videos just since the conclusion of the Super Bowl. And most of them would have been on Gematria Effect News, but again, it's suspended. I will not be able to post on it until Sunday, assuming they don't give me another strike, because they've done that before. That's the way it works on YouTube. If you get a strike, you're suspended for a week, and then if you get your second strike, you're suspended for 2 weeks. They've done it plenty of times where they wait until the end of the week, and then they assign another strike. So then you're suspended for 2 more weeks, and then it turns into like a 3-week suspension, and then they've done it before where they just assign another one and delete it. I've been through all this stuff a million times having 19 channels deleted. But, yeah, if you've been missing out, come check it out. I re-uploaded the interview with Larry Johnson of the Chiefs. That was from the beginning of last year, January 22nd, 2020. A lot of people hadn't seen that one before. It's right before Kobe Bryant died, which is why a lot of people haven't seen it, because a lot of people came over after Kobe's death. Still wonder where all the old people are, but yeah, if you weren't aware of that, be subscribed to Gematria Effect Sports. I always use it as the backup channel whenever I get suspended. And I was thinking about doing this video on there, but I kind of want to rant a little bit, and I might very well get a strike. And I'd rather them strike this channel that doesn't have much of a following than this channel that's built up fairly well and has a lot of videos that I would rather not lose. But YouTube's also started doing this. They're now adding QAnon to my videos. They're saying that my video is QAnon content as a warning at the top. And that's truly defamation, because I've always spoken out against QAnon and how it's a psychological operations that was really pushed by Google in their search engine for a while, which is how it went viral. And so to be equating my stuff with QAnon, I mean, that is the true definition of defamation. And again, I'm just so sick of the big tech censorship. And I'm not the type of person to do stuff in a courtroom, because I don't believe in courtrooms and judges and all this crap. But I am someone who'd be down if people would show up to start the revolution with me. Like, I'd get on a plane right now and fly down there. I think Google's campus needs to be burnt to the ground. I think that's really 100% what we should do as a people. If we're not a bunch of ballless, spineless cowards, we should show up at Google's campus and we should burn the whole fucking thing to the ground. Period. And I don't see what's wrong with that. This is the most evil piece of shit enterprise there ever was. They think they have the right to control speech and information, and say what's the truth and what's not. This is the most anti-American establishment there ever was. And honestly, everyone who works for that establishment and thinks it's okay to collect a check from a company such as that, they can burn in the building with it. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that either. I know Google will have a problem with me saying these things. But honestly, people got to go, you guys. You know, they made us sit in a classroom our whole lives growing up, took away all of our childhood, sitting in a classroom, learning all this bullshit about how this country was founded out of a bloody revolution, overthrowing tyrants. Let's do it then, huh? If that's what they told us this was all about, why are we standing for it now? You know what I mean? Today's my nephew's 14th birthday, and he's super depressed. He's super depressed because, you know, his mom wouldn't let any friends come over, not with the COVID out there. So he's at home alone on his birthday, you know. Big brother lives over at his dad's house now because the parents are divorced. Oldest brother's off at college, you know. And just how many kids are in the same situation as my nephew right now, you know. Just super boring existence, house trapped, can't even go to school and be around friends. You know, and who's allowing, I mean, who's created this world for us? Again, the same people that run Google, the Jesuit Order. And we're really going to get into that because every last headline today on the 42nd day of the year, one of those Jesuit favorite numbers, just proves it all the further. But, yeah, you know, the other year, remember the other year? I think it was March 4th. Here, let me go back and see that story. Google campus shooting. Remember this fictional story that never happened? YouTube headquarters shooting. Okay, it was April 3rd. April 3rd, 2018. They said that somebody who'd been censored on YouTube came and shot up the campus. Completely fake story on the date that can be written 3/4. Remember, Google in the most pure ciphers, 34, just like murder. And that's what they're doing, right? They're murdering free speech. Murder 34, Google 34. But it's a complete bullshit story. And, again, instead of the bullshit story, there needs to be a real story about this, that people actually did stand up to Google because they were sick of their censorship. And they said, you know what? I'm a fucking American, and this isn't the way America's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be some bullshit-ass nation where you can't say shit about shit and you get censored by big authority, you know? And then they go in the courtroom and they're like, well, we're a private company, so we don't have to respect freedom of speech. Well, fuck you. Private company will get you right the fuck out of here, too. You won't exist anymore after tomorrow. That's the way it needs to be. And it's not just Google that needs to go down. Next can go down the rest of the tech companies with them. Facebook, all the things they control, Instagram, Apple, all these companies that think they have right to surveillance people because some supposed germs are out there. I mean, what a load of bullshit. That's the problem, though, that they have pussified society. Everybody's essentially a big pussy, you know? Just like, remember Big Pussy in The Sopranos? He got offed because he was a big pussy. And big pussies, they just don't need to exist. That's what The Sopranos taught us. Big pussies can go. Big pussies are snitches, fed sellouts, the kind of people you don't want to roll with. That's what America is. A bunch of people you don't want to be around. A bunch of fucking sheep that like being told what to do, that only believe in their authority, you know? So, yeah, Google really needs to go down, you guys. And the rest of the big tech companies, they all need to go down. Every last one of them. You can imagine how it is. You know, it's just like, in Portland on Saturday, we had a fairly decent turnout. And then I got pepper sprayed in the face. I said I'd be right back there Sunday. I show up on Sunday, and way less people come out. That's not a good look, man. That's not a good look. Way less people came out because they were scared they were going to get pepper sprayed. That's what I mean about living in Big Pussyville. So, as for the people that turned us into a bunch of big pussies, again, it is the Jesuit Order who control our school, our media, our government, everything about our lives, entertainment, the sports, rig it all, script it all, program us all. And every day they mock us like this. And, I don't want to warrant another strike for going against the medical guidance or guidelines or whatever the hell they're calling them on Google. So I'm going to tell everybody, go out and get your vaccine. You know, why wouldn't you want that criminal Pfizer rushed out vaccine, or hell, why not from Moderna, who's never made a vaccine before? Go out and get that, because those are the medical guidelines. You got to endorse the vaccine fully. And, why not want it all the more when Anthony Fauci tells you it's going to be available in April Fools. You got to be a fool to go out and get this thing. The 99.95% survivable coronavirus, and you want their rushed-out vaccine? I mean, come on, you got to be an idiot. But then Anthony Fauci tells you it's coming out in April Fools, and he refers to it as it's going to be open season. Open season, really? That's the term that they use for hunting. And, again, open season. a period when restrictions on the hunting of certain types of wildlife are lifted. What a phrase to use, open season, right? And of course, the gematria is there to back it. He said this today, February 11th, the 42nd day of the year. You know, he's the good little Jesuit who went to Holy Cross and again, who told the world at Jesuit Georgetown on January 10th, 2017, there'd be a surprise outbreak and pandemic in the time of the Trump administration. Open season 42, vaccine 42, Jesuit 42. We've covered about 1 million vaccine 42 rituals. If you have not read my book, Number Games 9/11 to Coronavirus, I go all over this. The history of vaccines in 42 and why Bill Gates, Mr. Vaccine, who operates in the 42nd state, Washington, was clearly chosen to be the face of vaccines. Again, his birthday is Jonas Salk's birthday. Jonas Salk's credited with the polio vaccine. They're both born on October 28th. Bill Gates' first birthday when he celebrated turning 1, October 28th, 1956. Jonas Salk celebrated turning 42 that day, and on that day, on live TV, Elvis Presley got the polio vaccine exactly 42 weeks after his own birthday, years before he would die at age 42. When vaccines went live in the UK on December 8th, the first place they went live supposedly in the world, minus the testing they did on the black Africans by the numbers in the summer. But the day it went live in the UK, December 8th, where Maggie Keenan and William Shakespeare were the first two people to get it, that was Bill Gates' 42nd day of his age. So on the 42nd day of the year, it's going to be open season for vaccines come April Fools. And notice April has that gematria of 56 and 79, like Society of Jesus. And don't forget, the pandemic was declared March 11th, 2020. Anthony Fauci's 79th day of being 79 years old. And that 56, it's a lot longer list than this, but COVID vaccine, coronavirus, Anthony Fauci, Washington, D.C., Society of Jesus, you know, all 56, just like how Bill Gates turned 1 in 56, the day that Jonas Salk turned 42, the day that Elvis got the vaccine 42 days, or 42 weeks after his birthday. And then also interesting, from Bill Gates' birthday to April 1st is 155 days later. Remember, coronavirus is also 155. Donald Trump declared Operation Warp Speed on May 15th, 15/5, which was the 2-year anniversary of Clade-X, the simulation for rushing out vaccines during a pandemic that hurt people. Look it up. It's all true. That simulation was May 15, 2018, exactly 666 days before the pandemic was declared March 11, 2020. And again, December 8th is the day vaccines went live in the UK. Bill Gates' 42nd day of his age. The first woman to get it in the US on the anniversary of Sandy Hook. Her name was Sandy or Sandra. Different type of shots. Sandy Hook, a Jesuit ritual. This all Jesuits. Again, Jesuits control it all. But Sandra has the same gematria as vaccine. 5742. Bill Gates equals 57. Operates out of the 42nd state, Washington, where supposedly the first case of coronavirus was confirmed in the world outside of mainland China. By the way, the woman's name was Sandra Lindsay. Lindsay's also got the 30 and 42, like vaccine. And remember, Donald Trump declared Operation Warp Speed 30 days from his own birthday. And just in case you're new here and saying, how can it equal all these things? We'll just do that thing for the new person. Gematria, it's very simple. There's 4 base ciphers based on the alphabetic order forwards and backwards. Vaccine is 57 when you make A1, B2, C3 up to Z, the 26 letter 26. Last spring, months before May 7th, 2020, I predicted that you would see the Moderna vaccine blow up, or its stock price blow up on May 7th. And that's exactly what it did. And we knew that because it was backed by Bill Gates and they do everything by the numbers, and the first 57 day upcoming was May 7th at the time. That day, Moderna became the first vaccine approved for phase 2 testing by the FDA, which caused its stock price to shoot way up, and a lot of people in this community made a good amount of money. There was a certain woman who made, and there might have been people who made more, but there was a certain woman who reached out and said, thank you, I made over $10,000 off that. Anyhow, and again, that's just what we do, right? We just call what happens in the news and sports, What did I say on January 2nd about Bitcoin? I said it'll probably be up around 45,000 on Valentine's Day, and there was a specific reason we said that. Again, the supposed founder of Bitcoin, he's 45 years old. His birthday is April 5th. Bitcoin equals 45. His name equals 45. And Valentine's Day is the 45th day of the year, and it's 45 weeks after his 45th birthday. So look at where Bitcoin is. It's right around 45,000, and we're just days from Valentine's Day. It shows you. Bitcoin is controlled by the same cabal that controls the rest of the markets. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but it's an obvious truth. Anyway, vaccines 57 with the alphabetic order. It's 30 with the alphabetic order and rules numerology. And again, that's just taking A as 1 up to Z as 26, but using the rules numerology. So when you get to J, the 10th letter, the numerology of 10 is 1 plus 0 is 1. K, the 11th letter, is 1 plus 1 is 2. L, the 12th letter, is 1 plus 2 is 3. M, the 13th letter, is 1 plus 3 is 4. So on and so forth. Vaccines 132 when you run the alphabetic order in reverse. Interesting number. That connects to United States of America, Catholic Church, 132 rooms at the White House. During the time of the pandemic, the last time they gave us a report on Bill Gates' net wealth, it had risen to 132 billion. And then vaccines 42 when you run the alphabetic order in reverse, the rules numerology. Just like Jesuits 42 in that cipher, Tuskegee, slavery, Jackie, like Jackie Robinson. On February 4th, there was a story about how most black Americans don't trust the vaccine. It's probably because, well, it's for a lot of reasons. But it's too bad they all don't trust it. It's too bad every last person doesn't trust it. If you had a brain, you wouldn't trust it. Why would you ever trust something rushed out from a company that's had to settle for billions of dollars for killing people with their medicine? I mean, literally, you got to be retarded to not question the vaccines they've rushed out. And at the same time, you guys, they're reporting just every day now about how science is mystified, how there's no flu cases this year. I mean, how stupid do they think people are? Well, they know how stupid they are. And they're saying that next year the flu could come back and coronavirus, and then we'd have a twindemic. It's like, okay, shut the fuck up, man. We all know you renamed the flu and cold coronavirus because all the symptoms you told us for it when it began were the symptoms of the cold and flu. They only get away with this stuff because people are so stupid. And that is the bottom line. But yeah, what a little ritual they got going here today with open season starting on April Fool's Day. I just love the way these people mock, honestly. And as dumb as people are, I hope that by April Fool's, they got the extra lethal doses loaded up and we can just get this show on the road. Because honestly, the cattle need to fall. They're dead weight. They're all dragging us to the bottom, We're on a sinking ship with a lot of dead cattle, and these dead cattle are only helping us sink faster. We throw them off the boat, we might have a prayer of hope, you know what I mean? They're definitely not going to show up and start the revolution with me at Big Tech. Not that many people even awake would, because, again, it's a ballless, neutered society, Those Cheetos are just too crunchy. How could you give up a world, with those lip-smacking Cheetos and the flat screens and everything else people are living for. So anyway, on to the next Jesuit ritual. We called everything about the January 6th insurrection, as they continue to call it, which is just comical. But we called everything about the January 6th thing in D.C. before it happened. We knew every last headline that would exist. It was all simulated at Jesuit Georgetown on June 12th, and it was all synced up. And today, I was reminded of something. I knew when that thing happened last spring in Michigan, that big protest, I knew that something was wrong. Because it was just getting way too much traction on social media. And again, anytime something gets traction on social media, it means it's part of their agenda. So, look at this. Today, the Democrats are saying that what happened in Michigan on April 30th was the warm-up for January 6th. And look at this. Once I saw it, I said, I bet there's going to be a perfect ritual here. So from April 30th, what went down in Michigan to January 6th is 251 days later, right? What was the target on January 6th? The Capitol building, which equals 251, right? Which is the 54th prime number. Keep in mind this news comes today, February 11th, 2021, a date with 54 numerology, and April 30th, 20 was also a date with 54 numerology. And remember, Capitol Hill's also 54, as is Jesuit Order, as is John Carroll, who founded the first Jesuit university, Georgetown in D.C., January 23rd, 1789, when he was 54 years old. So that's how they do it, you guys. That's how they do it. That's how there was a big protest there. But people don't show up for a protest unless it's promoted in the media, and the media is, controlled by them, and they want certain people to show up at certain protests so they can demonize those people and say, see, those people are bad. Those people helped spread the pandemic. I bet 1,000 more people died in Michigan because of that protest that day. I mean, I'm sure they've been running stories like that all in the local news there. There's probably been stories in the national news I missed. But that's what they do. They want people to show up at certain protests so that they can blame them and say, see, these are the outcasts of society. These are the problem causers. These are the bad people. Don't be like them. We all saw what went down on January 6th. The people walking through the Capitol building like they were on a field trip at school. Like they looked like they were really there to do something, didn't they? Oh, man, can I get a selfie here at Nancy Pelosi's desk? I mean, come on. Stuff's a joke. Either you're burning it to the ground or you're not. Okay. Next big Jesuit ritual. If you missed what I covered about Larry Flint's death yesterday on Gematria Effect Sports, I forgot when I was covering that yesterday about the big Jesuit ritual with the death of Hugh Hefner. And again, just to go over these 4 base ciphers, pornography, Jesuit Order. Let's compare. Do you see the values? 144, 144, 153, 153, 72, 72, and then the only difference is the 54, 45, which are reflections of each other. But remember, Hugh Hefner, he died September 27th, which is the day in history that the Jesuits were recognized by Rome, right? And he's known for that red and black smoking jacket, like those are the Jesuit colors. But notice, his name, Hugh Marston Hefner, equals 79, like Society of Jesus, again, like how the pandemic was declared on Anthony Fauci's 79th day of being 79 years old. And Larry Flint just died at age 78. Jesuit alone is 78. But if you die at age 78, that means you died in your 79th year of life, right? So they got that parallel. And then Society of Jesus has the gematria 56 forward, 79 in reverse, like Hefner's 56. And again, from Hefner's birthday, April 9th, let me put it back up here. His birthday is April 9th, to his death on September 27th. That was his 172nd day of his age, and we covered this at the time. The Jesuit motto, Ad Merum Dei Gloriam, is 172, like Playboy Magazine and Playboy Bunny's 172. And remember, he died at age 91, just days before the Route 91 Harvest Festival shooting in Las Vegas on the day leaving 91 days left in the year, and that shooting was just right off Hugh Hefner Way on the Vegas Strip. And again, the man performing at the concert when the shooting happened was Jason Aldean, and you might recall he had that music video that was all encoded for the shooting before it happened. All things we covered then. Not to mention, before that shooting happened, if you guys weren't here at the time, we had that weekend circled for the whole year and said expect the biggest false flag in the U.S. since 9/11, and that's exactly what that was. And we had that predicted because of the way Yom Kippur lined up and the date numerology. And Yom Kippur is about atonement for your sins. It ended up being Sin City that got shot up. But again, just the Jesuit numbers all over this stuff. And from the day that Hugh Hefner died to the day that Larry Flint died, again, Playboy Magazine, Hustler Magazine, 176 weeks later, both men were accused of sexual assault, a phrase that has 176. But besides just them being accused of sexual assault, like, the bigger thing is that, again, so you guys have to understand, it's the Cabal, right, which comes from Kabbalah, and in Kabbalah it stated God created the world with numbers, letters, and words. This is why these people operate this way every single day. But in Kabbalah, it's also explained that the way to keep somebody essentially in like a very low functioning state is to over-sexualize that person. Just keep them, stimulated with sexual thoughts. And, I mean, is that not exactly what's done in the Western world? And so that's like a different type of sexual assault, right? And absolutely these pornographic magazines are part of it. But realize these people are just the chosen puppets, and that's why they get killed by the code. Again, imagine that the world is a plastic mat for a child laying out his plastic toy mat that he plays with his toys on. That's how the Jesuits are. These people are like their plastic toys. Here's his Hugh Hefner toy. Here's his Larry Flint toy. They're tired of those toys. Adios with those toys. We got some new toys. And we get rid of them by the numbers. That's how we do it. That's how they operate. If you missed the video on Larry Flynt, just to review, he died on the 41st day of the year. Hustler magazine, Hustlers 41. He died on the date written 10/2 like 102 on his 102nd day of his age. And, of course, Jesuits, Art of War 102. They love that number 102. We'll talk more about it in a moment when we get to our next story. But, again, these are all war tactics. The Jesuits see themselves as a military order. They are controlling a population of slaves who they don't want to go to war with them. They want to keep them right where they are. So they know to give them the delicious, addictive food, the alcohol. Finally, they're giving marijuana to the masses as things get worse, just like how they gave people alcohol during the time of the Great Depression. And, pornography, all these things, they're all part of the military strategy of keeping, the manpower parked right on their ass. Imagine this situation right now. Imagine how many men in the world right now who have no idea about any of this because they've never gone past anytime they log online, they're just going straight to their porn website. But how many are high right now and jerking off? I mean, just imagine if you could see how many people are in that situation right now. I guarantee you worldwide it's millions of people right now. They're high, maybe they're drinking too, they're jerking off. It's their daily routine. And these are the same people, if you brought this knowledge to them, they'd be like, are you a conspiracy theorist? It's like, I'm just not a jerk off. Boom. You know what I mean? Notice it's also 14 weeks and 4 days, right? 14 weeks and 4 days from his birthday to his death. Pornography, 144. Jesuit Order, 144. Dead at 78, born Larry Claxton Flint, 78. Jesuit, 78 and 42, born in 42. He's in the news today on the 42nd day of the year for his death as well. The news broke last night. And then Larry Flint's also got that 56 like Society of Jesus. And again, just like Hugh, Hefner's got the 56 in his name as well. The chosen Jesuit pawns. Okay. Now here we get into that transgender bender stuff. Can somebody tell me what they think about this jawline? My joke was I'd put this person up against Rocky Marciano. This is a woman right here? I mean, hold on. Let's compare the jawlines here. Who's got the manlier jawline? Let's get on old Sylvester. Let's compare. I mean, honestly, man, she's got him beat. She got him beat by a long shot here. You know what I mean? That is a serious jawline. I mean, that jawline is built for boxing. So anyway, they're telling this is an actress, but I'm having trouble believing it. And she was reportedly fired yesterday for comparing the political landscape of the modern-day U.S. to Nazi Germany, right? This was her big offense. She said, I'm saying she with an asterisk, but she said that the modern-day U.S. political landscape is like Nazi Germany. Now check this out. The name Gina, I'm wondering if it was once upon a time Gino. I could see that. Gino. Yo, Gino! Anyway, Gina Carano, 187, like Society of Jesus, like Adolf Hitler, right? She compared it to the Nazi, the times of the Adolf Hitler Nazi party, right? Don't forget, one of the biggest jokes ever. And you guys, this is why I just knew school was, there were a lot of reasons I knew school was bullshit when I was a kid, and there's a lot of reasons I spent all my time in the principal's office. I wasn't the worst. I still got straight A's despite the fact that I spent almost every day in the principal's office. I was a smart ass, they would call me. But I just knew something was very wrong with a lot of lessons, including the one they told us so many times about Adolf Hitler committing suicide, but his body was never recovered. I was just like, okay. Can I go home? Because this shit doesn't make any sense. How can somebody have committed suicide if they never even found his body? How do you even know he's dead? How would you even know the cause of death? Well, My teachers would always get stuck right there with my questions. Well, can I go home? Anyway, Adolf Hitler, supposedly Adolf Hitler died at age 56, just like Lincoln. Lincoln supposedly died in a Jesuit assassination plot. That's even in our history books, at age 56 in a theater. Yeah. Anyway, again, the Jesuits are responsible for the Civil War. Anyway, Adolf Hitler's got the 56 and 187 like Society of Jesus. Nazi Germany's got the 56. And she was fired yesterday on 10/2. By the way, you guys, everything in the news yesterday was 10/2. Robert F. Kennedy got censored by Instagram 102. You saw the story probably of the 3 Cubans rescued by the Coast Guard who survived for 33 days on coconuts. Cubans equals 102. You saw Mark Cuban was in the news yesterday for not playing the national anthem this year at the Mavericks games. Dallas Mavericks 102. McDonald's. Marion Gross, the supply chain manager of McDonald's, reminds me when I was a little kid. My dad gave me a McDonald's hamburger, and I noticed the meat was just like solid gray, and it made me want to puke. I was like, gross. Now, all these years later, the supply chain manager's name is Gross. But anyway, they brought back orange drink yesterday. Orange equals 102 on the 10/2 date. So anyway, this just fit in. Gina. G whatever was fired on 10/2. I assume that means they were done filming. And now, all right, now you're going to participate in this type of propaganda. But anyway, the show they're on is The Mandalorian. And remember how Boba Fett actor died right before this show launched, and Boba Fett it looks just like this Mandalorian thing? I'm not real big on my Star Wars, but this happened on 10/2, Mandalorian 102, comparing it to Nazi Germany, so World War 102. The Jesuits translated Art of War 102. The American Civil War began on the 102nd day of 1861, April 12th. The 9/11 attack lasted 102 minutes, and again, it was simulated on June 1st, 2001, 102 days before the attack, with a simulation that had a picture of Osama bin Laden's face on the cover, and Al-Qaeda equals 102. Again, it's just... I mean, you got to be retarded to think that all this stuff's not scripted, man. I mean... And most people are. Most people are. And people keep writing me emails. Zach, I think you'd have a bigger following if you didn't call people retards. Yeah. I think I'd have a bigger following if people weren't fucking retarded. It's my response. Fuck you if you don't like my attitude. Go watch some other shitty channel. Anyway. Also in the news on 10/2, February 10th, 102 day. Tucker Carlson, that little prick, that little Jesuit prick over on Fox News, he said that George Floyd didn't really die from being, the knee on the neck. He said that his real cause of death was a drug overdose. And it's not hard to see why they brought up this news on 10/2, because again, his name's 102. And remember, they tipped over all the Civil War statues. And again, the Civil War began on the 102nd day of 1861. And then after NASCAR banned the flag, the Confederate flag by the numbers, then the market fell 1,861 points the next day. But George Perry Floyd's got that 201 like the Jesuit Order, also like Confederate, and 102. So, of course, this is why Tucker Carlson is bringing up what they call fake news on the 102 date. And, again, it just goes to show it's just all on script. And Tucker Carlson's name is 191 like Society of Jesus. 191's the 43rd prime. Civil War's 43. George Floyd's 43. Remember the NASCAR that was dedicated to him was the 43 car? That was back on June 10th. Bubba Wallace came out that day and said a noose was in his neck, and then they said it was just a mistake, and it was just the rope to pull down the garage door that every other door had on it. It's like, who could possibly make a mistake like that? You know what I mean? It's just because it's all bullshit news by the numbers, just like we covered back on June 10th. And also in the world of Jesuit news, we got considered one of the greatest pianists in the world of jazz music, Chick Corea, dead at 79. And again, 79, big number with the Jesuits. But they announced this news today on... Oh, what am I doing? Okay, I got dyslexic. This news came on February 11th, right? Which is the 42nd day of the year. His surname Correa has the 42 in it, and his birth first name is Armando, which is also 42. So they saved this news for the 42nd day of the year. And he didn't actually die today. He died February 9th, but all the headlines came out today on the 42nd day of the year. So Correa, his last name, and Armando got the 42. And again, just in case you're a new person here and you're kind of retarded like most people, maybe you can make anything equal anything with 4 ciphers. Here's my name, Zachary. Do you see any 42s there? How about people call me Zach? You see a 42 there? My middle name, do you see a 42? My last name, do you see a 42? No, no, and no. You can't make anything equal anything. A lot of retards have that thought, and it's a big problem. But, yeah, I think this guy's death is definitely connected to Super Bowl 55. Again, we've covered about 1 million deaths connected to Super Bowl 55 in recent times. Larry Flint might even actually be connected to it because he did die on his 102nd day of his age. He also died 101 days after his birthday, and the Super Bowl that just concluded was the Super Bowl to conclude the 101st NFL season. But notice his full name, Armando Anthony Correa, is 101. And his nickname, Chick. Look at it in the 4 base ciphers. It's got the 101 in it. He died on February 9th, 29. Football equals 29. Chick also equals 25, like Tampa Bay's 25. And Chick's also 34, like hell, LV in English. LV in Roman numerals is 55, but in English, L is 12, V is 22. 12 plus 22 is 34. Tom Brady picked up his 34th career win in Super Bowl LV. So his nickname just had all the numbers for this game. And if you watch the CBS broadcast, you know, I loved it when Bill Cowher was the only person who picked the Bucs to win. I knew that was another big drop in the bucket for the Bucs taking it home. Bill Cowher got his 25th correct call of the season because they showed his stats that he was 24-20. He had the worst record out of all the panelists, and the rest all picked the Chiefs. But the other thing about Bill Cowher is he was the Steelers coach, and the Steelers won Super Bowl 43, like how Brady was 43 years old, and GOAT's 43, and football is also 43, and Florida's 43. But, yeah, just this makes me think that his death he's another sacrifice, because they do this every year. When the sports championships roll around, they just sacrifice all sorts of people in the world of entertainment. And he's dead at 79, and Tampa Bay's 79, and 79 is the 22nd prime, and the Chiefs fell to 2-2 in Super Bowls and lost by 22 points. My score prediction for the Super Bowl, I knew they'd pay tribute to that 22. My score prediction was 34-22. I thought Brady would win by 12. But again, you know, if you took the Patriots to win by 10, that paid a fortune. And there's a gentleman in our community who won a fortune doing that. But yeah, it was okay. They ended up winning by 22 instead, so they still won by more than 10. And again, the Jesuits, Society of Jesus, 79, Murder, 79, the Agatha Christie novel, the ABC Murders equals 79. News on 4-2. I don't know why today's date is, I got to go back and fix this. I was talking to Jeff Young at the phone the same time I was doing the post. So he died on the 42nd day of the year, not 4-2. He's got that June 12th birthday. It was the day they simulated the election and the chaos. Jesuits like that 126 number as well. By the way, the news coming out today, February 11th, is 121 days before what would be his upcoming 80th birthday. Blood sacrifice is 121. Satan equals 55 and 80, like how Brady stayed on 80 career losses in Super Bowl 55. And he came into the game with 80 postseason touchdowns. He got 3 more, so he got up to 83, like football's 83. That was another prediction we had correct. I said he'd throw at least 3 touchdowns. I thought he might very well throw 5, because had he thrown 5, he would have had 666 career touchdowns in the Satan Bowl. Satan 55, Fallen Angel 55. The Weeknd came down like a fallen angel at halftime, and he flashes Satan on the billboards at his concert. Look it up. It's all facts. And by the way, the halftime score went in 21-6, and the Weeknd's birthday is 2/16, February 16th. 6 times 6 times 6, 2/16. So the Weeknd equals 40. There were 40 points scored in the game. They always do a major ritual with the halftime performer. Speaking of the 42nd day of the year, Al Sharpton in the news for getting a divorce from his strange wife who he hasn't been with for 17 years. So, of course, they picked the 42nd day of the year for the Black Al Sharpton. 42, that number stamped all over Black History. Sharpton's 42. February Black History Month's 42. Just that whole Gorilla Glue story, you guys, they got going on this month. The woman who put Gorilla Glue on her hair. I mean, in her name, I'll show you in a second in case you missed my video on it. But again, it's not hard to see who controls Al Sharpton. It's the Jesuits. Al Sharpton's also 56 like Society of Jesus. And that 56 goes right with the Gorilla Glue story. Supposedly, the woman named Tessica Brown, Black History Month, brown skin, Gorilla Glue, Black History Month, major mockery. Notice how her name Tessica is 76 and 22 like Negro. You just saw the death of Mary Wilson of the Supremes at 76. She was a Super Bowl 55 sacrifice down in LV land, Las Vegas, right after LV. But Tessica, Negro, Slay, Blues, Rost, all 76. The Million Man March on the day, leaving 76 days left in the year, and then a Gorilla Glue. Got that 56 in it. You know who stamped the 42 on Black History? It was the same Jesuits who coded out the language. And same ones that have Al Sharpton on the 42nd day of the year finalizing his divorce. Puppets on strings, these people are. And they do it for the fame and the wealth, you know, what everybody sells out for. I mean, you see, it doesn't even take most people much to buy out most people, and most people just sell themselves out. I mean, look at all the truth channels in the truth community that are even scared to even talk about anything now because they're worried they'll get demonetized. Oh, I'm not going to get my $1,000 a month from YouTube, so I'm just going to censor myself. I mean, these people are a joke. These people are a joke, and half of you guys are subscribed to their channels. Why do you support these ballless, spineless sellouts who bring nothing but bullshit? Have you seen High Impact Flick's video on the Gorilla Glue girl? I mean, what a fucking retard that guy is. I like him. Yeah, it's because you're retarded. Yeah, I wouldn't encourage you to watch it, but I was like, oh God, let's see this idiot's take on it. God, that guy is dumb as rocks. As are most people. Hey, the Jesuit-controlled BBC got banned by the Jesuit-controlled nation of China today on the 42nd day of the year. Let me see if I can figure this one out. On the 42nd day, the big TV broadcaster gets banned. Okay, Jesuit 42, TV 42. The Jesuits operate in 112 nations, so they say, because Catholicism's 112 and so is mathematics. And by the way, Europe, China, Catholic, they all equal 35 like the all-seeing eye. But today's date, 11/2, the president of China, Xi Jinping, 112, right? 112. And from his June 15th birthday to this big news story of the banning today, 241 days later, the 53rd prime number, and it's the NRTA that banned the BBC over there. Notice how it's 53, how it's all synced up with the president on the most perfect day. And how can they do these things? Because they got their Jesuit puppets in all the right places. You know, I'm sure the girls had their dolls and would set up their thing and then play out things with the dolls. Because you're in control of it all, right? You got this doll over here, which is a puppet, and this doll over here, which is a puppet. And then when you're ready to have like Ken and Barbie kiss or whatever, you know, then you do it when you want it to. These people did all the same thing, but they just did it with human beings. And they might have, switched their birthdays around here and changed their name here and there, but they got it all planned out because the same way they write scripts for TV shows and movies, that's the same thing they do for news. We just played that clip from Newsbenders that the BBC put out in 1968 where they're writing the news for 5 years ahead. They're recruiting a guy to write the news stories for 1973, and he's like, what? Write the news stories? He's like, yeah, look, we've already done this much work. It's going to sound like this. We're going to say this on this date. This is exactly how they do it. And speaking of Chinamen and February 11th, remember last year the Chinese man who said that pretty soon we're all going to get phased out by big tech, so government needs to start printing checks. And then a month later they were printing checks for phased out people of employment. But Andrew Yang, he dropped out of the race last year on this day, February 11th, 2020, the 42nd day of the year. His whole thing is math, make America think harder. I'm thinking what my acronym should be for America. I'll have to think about that one a little bit more. Anyway, math 42, mathematics 112, like 11/2, and Andrew Yang 112. Where do you think they got this puppet from? You know what I mean? So, he ended his presidential race. The date can also be written 211, like 211, the 47th prime. He said, okay, America's not ready for a Chinaman. President, White House, government, Republican, Democrat, Whig, Trump, The Apprentice 211, DC 47, The Mockery, NBC 45, what The Apprentice was on. Anyway, that was a year ago today. Shout out to JY in the Bay Area. He asked me to look into this story. I don't even know how he caught wind of it, but there's an ongoing murder trial going. A child is accused of murdering his mother and father, and his father was in the NFL. His father was Antonio Armstrong, the 201st pick of the 95 draft. And he was murdered being from Houston just before the Super Bowl was in Houston, Super Bowl 51. And did you guys like how they had Carl Sheffers work Super Bowl 51 and Super Bowl 55? Super Bowl 55 was the 51st of the modern era. Tampa equals 51. Brady had the huge comeback over the Falcons, the 25-point comeback over the Falcons on 2/5. Falcons equals 25. Tampa Bay 25. Now he wins it in Tampa Bay. And for people who don't know, Carl Sheffers, the first game he ever officiated in the NFL was September 7th, 2008. That day, Brady beat the Chiefs. From that game to the Super Bowl was 149 months later. And Brady got his 149th home win in Super Bowl 55 because the NFC counted as the home team this year. Plus, they were in their home stadium. But this man, the 201st pick, and notice from his October 15th birthday to the day he was murdered was his 289th day of his age. His full name, Antonio Donnell Armstrong, 289. And from his murder to the Super Bowl that year in Houston, his hometown, was 191 days. Society of Jesus, 191. Again, that's the 43rd prime. Football's 43. This year, Brady, it was his 10th Super Bowl, and his receiver number 10, it was exactly 191 days after his birthday for the Super Bowl. For Brady, from his birthday to the Super Bowl was 188 days later, and if you write out greatest of all time, it equals 188. And if you write out GOAT, the acronym for greatest of all time, GOAT, it's 43. The Super Bowl was 188 days after Brady's 43rd birthday. Put that one out for free for people days before the Super Bowl for anyone who wanted to make some money. But again, the Society of Jesus, the Jesuit Order, these are these people's numbers. They operate by these numbers all the time. And right now, a child is being accused of the murder of his mother and father, and he maintains he's innocent. And I guarantee he is. Guaranteed he's innocent. And he keeps having to fight this ongoing murder trial. Can you imagine being blamed for the murder of your parents when you didn't do it? I mean, not only are you having to deal with the murder of your parents, but you're being blamed for it. And these are the kind of people that we allow to rule over us and lie to us and propagandize us and saturate us with all this shit, just all the sickness, all the perversion. So what kind of people are we? Who's worse? Who's worse? The people that do this to us or us who do nothing back? The majority of my followers who can't even donate $1 a month so that we can get some resources to hire some people and try to take this to the next level. I've been saying that for how long now? I think the answer to that question is we're worse. We're worse. Because, like a bully's usually a shitty person, right? A bully's usually a shitty person, but they're usually shitty because somebody was shitty to them, so they learn to be shitty. But then the person who never stands up to the bully, they get beat up by the bully because they never stand up. If you put the bully on their ass, they don't pick on you anymore. So, there's a debate there who's worse, but it's neck and neck. It's going down to the wire. So anyway, with regards to this guy being the 201st pick of the draft, do you remember what they did in this last NFL season? The Falcons, who lost in Super Bowl 51, and again, this guy was murdered, synced up with Super Bowl 51. The Falcons, 25, gave up the 25-point lead on 2/5 to Brady. This year, the Falcons had a huge lead over the Dallas Cowboys in Matt Ryan's 201st career game. And remember, we showed that skit about how they showed in the game that as many pass yards as him, Breeze, and Brady have is like running 201 laps around the Cowboys stadium where they were playing that day. Well, what's weird about that, because again, that it was all a big synced up ritual. It was on the day leaving 102 days left in the year, and Cowboys is 102. They had the big comeback that day, and once upon a time, there used to be a Dallas Texans team, whereas the Houston Texans hosted Super Bowl 51. But the day this guy was murdered, that was Dak Prescott's birthday, and this year he beat Matt Ryan in the 201 ritual while this murder trial's ongoing. You see what I mean? How all this stuff's connected? And you think about how the announcers were all laughing about that 201 stat like it's all fun and games as they mock the fans who watch this rigged bullshit. And meanwhile, there's a child in the world who's part of this Jesuit murder ritual where he's being falsely blamed, and he might very well still end up in prison for life. You know? Dak Prescott's had a lot of suspicious deaths around him, and something tells me that this murder ritual, even though, the Cowboys weren't in that Super Bowl, again, all this stuff is an ongoing connected script and storyline. Just like how Carl Sheffer's first game was 149 months before this Super Bowl where Brady got his 149th home win where he's working it. Not to mention, the other big ref on the field was the first woman to work the field, Sarah Thomas, who named her child Brady Thomas. Coming into the game, the Chiefs were 5-0 when she was on the field, and they fell to 5-1, like Tampa's 51 and Carl Sheffer's wears 51. The Bucs were 3-3 with her, and they improved to 4-3 with 43-year-old Brady winning the Super Bowl. In Florida, 43, GOAT 43, football 43, Yale 43. The night before the Super Bowl, there was a murder next to Yale in Goatville. Come on. American football credited to Walter Camp, who went to Yale. Also, the date of that murder, it was a date with 72 numerology, Jesuit Order 72. And then they started the murder trial of the child on April 2nd, 4-2. He's black. On 4-2, they start the murder trial, Jesuit 42. Dak Prescott also equals 42. One of many black athletes with the 42 stamp on him. Plus, his father was murdered at age 42. And don't forget, the Houston Texans hosted Super Bowl 51 that year. Houston Texans 51. All roads lead to Rome, where the Jesuits operate out of. So, I feel like we should bust into this courtroom when this murder trial is going on and lay down the real facts. Of course, they won't be recognized by the person in the witch's gown, what we call a judge. But also this story right here. This story today about this mass pileup in Fort Worth, Texas, because they had ice on the freeway, which they're not used to. The media keeps putting out this shot, and I wasn't there, but why is there in the front of this a military vehicle carrying all these, military trucks and Humvee right there? That just makes me go, something doesn't look right about that. Why is there a military vehicle right there? Are they staging mass wrecks? There's a lot of a lot of people do drive black vehicles, but just black and white. Okay, there's one red car in there. What's going on in Texas? Everybody just driving black and white vehicles? There's something that looks so wrong with this scene to me, and just how it's perfectly sandwiched in there with the 18-wheelers, and something is just totally wrong with this. And what this would contribute to is, again, this is to remind people, the weather's out of whack. We got to take some, radical precautions. We got to do some radical policy changes here to get in line with Agenda 21 and Agenda 2030. Meanwhile, they're spraying the shit out of the sky everywhere, and nobody blinks an eye at that. But, and again, I'm all for taking care of the place we call Earth, but not in the way these people lie to us and stage their propaganda. I imagine it's just like, when the news forever was the Gulf oil spill, and then it came out that Dick Cheney had just bought up the world's largest oil cleanup company like 2 days before it happened, and they were the ones that got the contract to clean it up, and he's in office at the time, and you're like, okay, wait a minute, they're putting this in the news 2 days before the oil cleanup. He bought the company that got the contract that's now getting all this money. I'm telling you guys, these people just destroy everything by ritual, by design, for their own profit, for their own power, and we just sit here with our thumb up our ass. Pretty soon it'll be the swabby swab. So I will take a few calls, and don't call in unless, all I want to hear is if you have an opinion on if you would show up down at the Google campus to launch the revolution against big tech that needs to burn to the ground, which it does. And if you think I'm wrong about that, you can also call in. Explain to me why you're a ballless coward. So I'm not going to stay on the phone long, though. I got to make dinner here for sweet lady. Try to eat around 5:30. But let me get this phone line open. All right, Voices of Humanity, let's hear them. 509-560-4982. Again, I wasn't going to do gematria on this channel, but since my gematria channel is suspended and we're pushing boundaries here, we're talking about it today. All right, first call from my hometown. Well, not really, but I used to live here. What's up, Bothell?
What's up, Zach? It's Bryson.
What's up, Bryson?
Nothing much. In regards to Google, I'm in Bothell, but I'm actually in Kirkland right now, and there's basically a Google headquarters down here, so we can start there if you want.
Yeah, there is, and then they brought up they have the big headquarters on the corner of Mercer Street. I mean, there's plenty of places we could hit here locally, but I'd rather hit them right in the main headquarters right now. But yeah, really, it should happen at all of them. So yeah, I feel bad pulling you into it though. I mean, you're not even 18 years old yet, man. You got your whole life ahead of you. So.
Well, I mean, it probably won't be a good one if we don't.
Well, you're absolutely right about that. It's just like my nephew today. It's his birthday, and he's depressed. So.
Yep. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's all I gotta say. So.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it, Bryson. Great point. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Have a good one, man.
Yeah. See you. Yeah, we could start with the big tech companies here. I want to go to their main campus though and create their fictional news story they propagandize the world with. Here, you want to broadcast fake bullshit about a fake shooting that never happened there? Let me show you what the real one looks like. All right, we need some mods. You see this guy writing Greenblatt? Talk about a ballless loser. Adios, ballless loser. Here, let's give some mods out. All right, Dr. Savage gets a mod, disambiguation. That's a mod right there. Let's see. Who else I recognize in here? I see some other good people here. Well, nobody's calling in right now. That's what I expect, because I don't think many people are down for the cause. There's Bobby. He gets a wrench. Let's see. Martha, I can see your message. Where's the CFAT? Oh, there's Jeremy White, too. Hold on. We're having trouble here answering the phone. 714, what's up?
Hey, Zach. I just want to point out, too, you could start off on Google, and you could also start doing SpaceX as well and start protesting there and get some info on what Elon Musk is trying to do. But it's not just him. I mean, there's an agenda. He's just a puppet. But, I mean, people have forgotten about Neuralink. I mean, just look at the video right now. It's sitting at 4.1 million views, 41. And, I mean, that tech is the future, right? Neuralink. They're just trying to put a chip in your brain, literally. They're trying to put a chip in your brain and just have total control over you. And people just seem to brush it off. They don't even know about Neuralink. They've forgotten about it, but this is around the corner. I mean, human trials are about to start. I think they already started. So, yeah, that's another thing to look into. Maybe look up the gematria on the news for that. But, I mean, this is crazy. Look it up. Do some research on that.
Yeah,
Good work, Zach.
Those are good points.
Tell you that.
As bad as the Neuralink thing sounds, could it be worse than where people are right now? I mean, right now their brains are gone. Maybe it would actually be beneficial. I got to think about it. So.
Hey, you're right, but I mean, God knows. God knows. Look into that. We'll see.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you for everything.
Appreciate it. Yeah, have a good one. Right. Caller?
Hey, Zach.
Yo.
Are you still doing the Super Bowl decode?
Well, it ended.
So I found that T-Mobile.
Okay, T-Mobile, yeah.
Oh? Yeah, if you look on the commercial, like 6 days ago.
The one with Brady and Gronk?
Yeah, if you look it up, it says 41.
T-Mobile equals 41.
Yep, yeah.
It also equals 76, like how you went from 6 to 7 Super Bowls. So.
Yeah, I saw that too. I was like, oh, damn. Like, when I first saw the commercial, I was like, oh, he's got to win. For sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it, man.
All right. I appreciate it. I want to explain something to you guys. You guys are so worried about getting in trouble. If people actually rose up and had a revolution, there wouldn't be enough cells to put us all in. And also, I guarantee you a lot of military and police would recognize that the people were doing the right thing. So, I mean, it needs to happen. It needs to happen. I might just have to do it myself. I might have to go full Adam Lanza. I got about 60 pounds on Adam Lanza, so I imagine I can do all sorts of damage. What's up, caller?
Hello. I know. I'm calling from Chicago. I know that you want to start a revolution and all sorts. I do too, but I don't see how just us together. We are not as many as you probably think we are. I don't think that we can do this, dude, no matter what.
You don't think there's a lot of people out there that realize how fucked up things are and would probably do something if there was a spark, if they saw somebody else do it?
I think they're just too scared, to be honest.
I can't even hear what you're saying. What did you just say?
I'm sorry. I think they're just too scared, to be honest, and, I just don't know that they are willing to go with the movement, and it's that.
Wait, instead of talking about other people, let's talk about yourself. Are you too scared?
No, I'm not. I just don't have the resources, and nobody around me wants to do anything about it. And I'm trying to talk to people. I'm trying to get people together. Nobody
All right. To get together. I appreciate the thoughts, man. Thank you. What's up, caller?
Oh, I'm on? That's crazy. Zach?
Yeah, what's up?
It's from New York. Oh, shit. Yo, what's up, man? Yo, I respect the work you be doing and shit. I ain't expect to get through. I actually wasn't paying attention to the topic today. So I'm just going, shit. I mean, just salute, bro. With the truth work. Yeah. I got a lot of things on my mind, but I'm at work right now. I ain't expecting to answer the phone. But, yeah. Keep doing what you're doing, bro.
All right, man. Appreciate the support. Thank you.
Yeah. Yo, bro, I want to say something, bro. I want to say something as far as, like, motherfucking, like, just being, like the community that you got. Shit. Like, everybody need to come together, and, like, I feel like we the silent majority, like, if that makes sense. So, like, people really seem like they scared to, like, go out and, like, preach what they know. Or, like, no matter how it sounds to people, because I feel like more people is more receptive than you think. Like, I don't know how to really say that. But, yeah, bro, I got both your books, and I really know, like, I mean, I want to say way more, but I ain't expect you to answer, bro. Oh, God. My channel is Water Explorer. I'm, like, conscious rapper.
So, say your channel name again. What is it?
Water Explorer, with a set of E with an X.
What's that first word, though? That first word is what, Explorer?
Water.
Water.
So my rap name.
I see.
Yeah, so it's Ice Water the Explorer.
I found you.
Yeah, you hear about. Yeah, so the things I rap, You know, like, I try to put it more in there. Like, I can articulate it better than the rap. But, like, right here, yo, y'all niggas, I mean, y'all keep the truth going.
I appreciate it, man. All right. Water Explorer. He's going to make some more music. All right. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, bro. All right. Take care, man.
Yeah, take care.
Yeah.
And by the way, a guy called into my football live stream the other day, and he asked me to promote his channel. I was like, all right, whatever. And I like what he's doing. He's going out and just interviewing people on the street. I'm just going to put this on mute. But he just went out and started interviewing people. And he said the next one he's going to go out on the street and start interviewing people about gematria. So you might want to check this guy out. Truth over fear. What's up, caller?
Yeah, hello?
Hello.
Zachary.
Yeah, what's
you
up?
Hear me?
What's up?
Yo, the last caller is the reason why you don't teach masonry to everybody. Hello?
The last caller is
Hello?
what?
The reason you don't teach masonry to everybody. I should have made his brain dead. Hello? You hear me?
I don't even... Are you sure about the last caller?
Or the caller before that one. Anyway, did you hear about the news reporter that died from NBC?
Is this today's news?
Yeah, like a couple hours ago.
I didn't know about it today.
Catherine Craig. She has the 101 and reporter matches up.
Oh, she's black. Of course she is. On the
47.
42nd day of the year, a dead news reporter. Okay, and she's
47
47
days,
and news is
47
47.
Yeah, 47 days from her birthday, and she died at 47. You can look at it, but keep up the good work.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Peace.
Yeah, what do you know? A black dead news reporter on the 42nd day of the year, and down in the city I was in a year ago, teaching about how they do this. Catherine Craig. That's a bizarre-ass way to spell your name. And again, it just reminds me of these one of the first things you do when you go into, mainstream journalism is you switch up your name. I doubt that's her real name. Craig, C-R-E-A-G. Caller?
Hey, Zach, how are you?
Hey, what's up?
Nothing much, man. Can you go to Gematria, Free to Find Truth's website? I posted a link there. I just want you to check it out at the 42nd minute of the video. You'll see an interview with Tom Brady, and I'm sure you're going to like it.
How long ago do you post it? What's your channel name?
Just now.
Just now.
You'll see it, yeah.
Oh, with the weekend on it and the Disney thing?
Yeah. So play it and then go to the 42nd minute of the video.
The video unavailable.
No, go up. Yeah, the one with the weekend.
Yeah, video unavailable. I just clicked on it. All right, when I click the
Really?
link, though, it works. 42nd, 42.
Yeah.
So at 42, the light's coming down on him?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do I see here?
So he was doing an interview where he was telling, the guy that his wife does rituals for him before his games, and every time, she predicts his games, like, it actually comes true for him. And in 2015, she told him it wasn't his year, and it wasn't his year that year. Like, it's like she was telling him that he married a good witch, It's just like crazy stuff,
Okay, so I got to watch and listen to the interview. Okay.
Yeah, play it, and this is like a mashup of different videos. But if you go to the 42nd minute of the video, that's where the interview is.
Oh, the 42nd minute. I see.
No, yeah, the 42nd minute. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, man.
All right.
I just want to let you know about that video. All right, thank you.
All right, yep, so. Yeah, Tom Brady said after Super Bowl 53 that Giselle was a good witch who cast magical spells, so we knew that already. We covered that many times. In fact, that was part of the reason we said that the Bucs would win, because it was 163 days before Giselle's birthday, and the Chiefs fell to 16-3. So, okay. Yeah, it's just like, I'm just sick of I don't need any more information, you guys. I know who runs the show. I know how they do it. I just know it all. I don't need any more information or calling in to tell me to look at things I've been talking about for 2 years. I don't need to know about things I've been telling people about for 2 years. I need to know if anybody's ready to get the revolution underway. That's the only thing to do right now. Everything else is beside the point. So I do like what this guy's doing, though. He's going out and interviewing people on the street. So he got several different people he talked to here. And it seemed like he did a pretty good job getting people to be willing to get on camera. So I got to talk to him about his approach, about how he's convincing these people to get on camera. When I talk to maybe just something's going on in Tucson, people are willing to get on camera down there. But when I try to get people on camera, they're like, I don't want to be on camera. What's up, caller?
Hello.
Yo,
It's Kevin. I called the other day, the musician. When are you planning on doing this revolution?
well, I'm seeing it if people are even willing, but I mean, the sooner the better. I mean, the time is now, so.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. Because I don't get it. Why do people even want life like this? Do they like working their ass off every day just to live, not even to be free? But I feel like because people like me, I always knew that stuff like this was going on, but like just seeing your channel is like pure evidence that it's going on. So I think just more people need to come together, but right now I don't think we're big enough, you know?
Well, there's a lot of people out there that aren't part of our community who would participate in such a thing if they saw it going on. So that's the thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, man.
Well,
we'll set the date when we got enough people willing to help out. So.
Yeah, I want it. I'm in.
All right. Where are you Are you near the Bay Area?
No, I'm in LA.
Well, that's not too far away. It's closer than I am. But
yeah, exactly.
All right.
All right, have a good one.
All right, appreciate it.
Yep.
Caller?
In case of a fast pickup, we ask you to let us know that you're not a voicemail system. So you need to press 1 to take this call.
Caller?
Hey, what's up, Zach? It's Derek from Houston.
Hold on, I got to fix something there. The sound is way down. All right, try that again.
All right. Is that better?
That's better.
All right. Say it's Derek from Houston.
What's up, Derek?
Hey, I'm fairly new to your work, but I just kind of been binge watching a lot of your content, and I went back and saw like a video that you did about Hitler and whatnot. And it's funny you did this topic tonight about April Fools or whatever, but I just happened to kind of just Google search some stuff, and I came across, so I went to simulationworld.com, and on there they're talking about like the world's largest simulation event. And on the very front of it, you have like 54K subscribers, 296 presentations. And I'm just like listening to the numbers. You keep talking about 54 and 296. And I'm like, it's got to be something here. And then the date that they're talking about doing it on is April 20th. And I'm just like, nah, it's got to be something to this for real that he's talking about. So, I mean, I'm not 100% where you at, but I mean, just listening to it is crazy.
So Hitler's birthday is April 20th. What are they planning to do that day?
If you go to simulationworld.com, they're talking about it's like the world's largest virtual simulation event. Like they have all these virtual events going on on this particular day, April 20th through the 21st.
I see.
And they're going back and researching stuff like events from 2020, like what they kind of got right, what they didn't, and they're going to be talking about things that are, I guess, prepared for this year.
I see. Okay, interesting. I'll have to check it out.
But I just saw the 54 and 296 and previous videos you did on those numbers, and I'm just like, okay. Like I don't see everything you're talking about just yet, but I'm trying to get there.
All right, yeah, I'll look into it. I appreciate the heads up.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, thanks, man. Okay. Inzus. Yeah. I can just see the future where everyone's just living in their virtual reality set. Parked on their ass. caller?
Hey, what's up, Zach? This is Alex from Minnesota. I'm on break right now, so I'll be quick, real quick. But so let's say you got like 30,000 people that subscribe to your Patreon, right? Even $1 a month or whatever. And we got let's say we even got 200,000 people to go to like CNN in Atlanta or something and storm all together. Don't you think that they would probably nuke us or something? Or who knows what they could do, right? If we even got like 1 million people, wouldn't they do something like?
I mean, it'd be a possibility, but again, that's just thinking about from the fearful side. I mean, if you think from the fearful side, you'll never get anywhere. So
that's true. Yeah, I mean, I hope that we get at least 20,000 more people on your Patreon, because then I'm so into wherever we're going. But like the last couple calls ago, he was saying we don't have enough people. Which I get. But I mean, we also don't be fearful, like you're saying. So, but yeah, hey, great work. Thank you for everything you do. But yeah, you have a good one.
All right, appreciate it, man. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
But yeah, check out this guy's channel. I think he's going to do some stuff. I like that he's going out on the street right away. And we got him up to about 500 subscribers during the football stream, so I think that motivated him to go out. But I like this. I like him going out and asking people questions and starting up the conversation. So he's in the Tucson area because he was asking people where they live, and they'd say Tucson. He'd say, no, you don't live in Tucson. You live in your body. So I think you can switch up his tactics and just let people talk a little bit more. But anyway, I like what he's doing. So okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it there, you guys. The respect to this gas station too. Somebody posted this on Facebook. A picture. This is actually from a gas station. Like above that is the gas prices. Some gas station has a sense of humor. Just go ahead and wear the whole box over Anthony Fauci's jaw, because Fauci means jaw. What's up, caller? Last call.
Yo, Zach, what's up, man?
What's going on?
First of all, I just want to say thank you, brother. I just found you this year, man, and I was at that point of waking up and just hearing truth be able to be explained and proven. I haven't left your channel since. I heard about you through Darren Muhammad and Dick Gregory, and it was like, whoa, just waking. But I would definitely show up. I would even try to get some of my people to show up. But as you know, when you even talk to your family about this shit, they tell you you're crazy. But real quick, if I could just say this, I don't know if you've seen that story that they're pushing about the guy whose parents are now suing Robin Hood because he committed suicide over he thought he owed them $73,000.
$730,000. Yeah, I saw that story right after the Super Bowl, and Robin Hood's 55, and Brady became 7-3, and Tampa, Florida's 73. I'm pretty sure that person's straight from the website thispersondoesnotexist.com, because just realize all of a sudden there's so much attention on this Robin Hood app. This is how they do it. It's advertising as news. Just keep making up shit. They're advertising everywhere. Who even heard about Robin Hood 2 weeks ago? Had you ever heard of Robin Hood before?
I never even
exactly, and now it's everywhere. They got Super Bowl ad on regular TV, stories everywhere. This is how it's all. That's why they say no publicity is bad publicity. I'd love to see how many more app downloads there were over that story. I can almost guarantee you that kid doesn't even exist. Just a made-up character for another made-up bullshit news story.
Makes a ton of sense, man. And one more thing, only because I heard another caller say something about the Mahomes thing where he was getting his knee repaired or whatever. They just put out a post today that Tom Brady, and they put it in quotations, is getting his knee clean, is getting a knee cleanup. And I tried to break it down, but I know I may be doing the cipher wrong. Like I said, I just started this year, and it equals 72, like 9, and that's a really big number that they have.
Well, that's a big number because Arrowhead Stadium's 72, yeah, and Arians got his 72nd win in the Super Bowl. They're just coding their shit, and Jesuit Order 72. That's what they do.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so, but thanks for taking my call, man. I can't tell you how much I appreciate who you are and what you're doing, bro. It just reassures people when you're constantly hearing, dude, you're fucking crazy. Like, what are you talking about? And so I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, you just got to let them know that they're actually crazy. They're crazy to not see what's going on.
Oh, I do, but then I heard, I was listening to this different channel, and this guy, I know you know who Dame Dash is, formerly of Rockefeller.
Yeah, him and Jay-Z.
Yeah, very, very woke dude. Yeah, he's like you when people try to criticize him because he tells truth and he can't stand the ignorant masses because they are constantly telling him he's angry and all this bullshit. When really the guy's just fucking telling the truth, and it's so hard to talk to people when they won't even consider the fact that, dude, you're being lied to. All I'm doing is telling you the truth, and you're so far in this fucking matrix that you won't even consider that the person who is next to you talking to you is telling you the truth. You'd rather hear what they say on TV and believe that shit.
Right. I don't know if you saw the interview I did with Larry Johnson. It's from over a year ago now, of the Kansas City Chiefs, Larry Johnson.
Man, I love that shit.
Did you saw the interview I did with him?
I did. I just watched it today.
Okay, yeah, because, I mean, he's going through the same thing. Like, yeah, just everybody calling him crazy, too, for speaking the truth. Just the whole world's under, like, a magical spell. I don't know how else to put it, man. They can't see the obvious.
Yeah, man, and they have perfected this shit. I mean, because, man, I try to have a conversation with my mother, dude. My mother won't believe her son over what the TV is telling her. And I'm like, Mom, if you could just watch this or just pay attention, then let me send you this video. Like, she doesn't even want to have the time of day to hear it. But that class of our parents, it really sucks for them, man, because they grew up with no internet and they're just programmed. Like, you know, TV was huge for them. My mom praises Coca-Cola, you know, because Coke kind of came when she was, a kid. And they're so far into the matrix, they had no idea. They don't even know to not trust. You know, like they believe government is mommy and daddy, and they have no idea to even combat or question that shit, man. All of a sudden, I know this shit isn't coincidence, man, because 2016, a whole bunch of shit happened to me, man, all the way down to me fucking being homeless. And then by 2019, you know, I'm like fucking starting to wake up. I found Dick Gregory, Darren Muhammad, and by 2020, all this shit happened, and all I kept hearing from them was something's coming. They're getting ready to roll. They're getting ready to do all this shit, and 2020 happens with all these distractions and shit. And it's just like, how could this be coincidence that, I mean, I started feeling like I was going to die, man. I was having like anxiety attacks and shit, and I never believed in anything like an anxiety attack. And then all of a sudden, this shit starts happening to me, and I find all these channels, and literally, bro, listening to you, Dick Gregory, you guys help me calm down just by hearing the truth. Is like it liberates me, you know, because I'm like, okay, I knew something was fucking going on. I've been wanting to save the world since I was a kid. And I'm sorry, I'm talking too much because I know you got to do dinner. But yeah, it's just I appreciate what you're doing. And the simple fact is, man, I guarantee you there's a whole bunch of people that feel like this. Just listening to you speak, brother, allows me to calm down and sleep and know I'm not fucking crazy. You know, they throw that conspiracy theory bullshit out there. Great way to control the masses, man. But I just appreciate it because, and it's actually a dope thing because it makes me not listen to other people. Like, I've never been so content with not talking to everybody, and I hate this shit because we're fucking humanity, and that's exactly what they want us to do. But I'm content with it because if I can listen to truth tellers speak, it does something for my soul, brother, where I'm calm and I'm okay and I can sleep that night.
Well, I appreciate your support, and I'm glad the work does that for you, man. And I mean, that's why I started putting it out there, because it was a release for me, too. I was just so frustrated in 2013 when I started this, everyone calling me crazy and just putting out logical facts. People like, Zach, do you think you might have schizophrenia? It's like, man, you fucking idiots. Do I have schizophrenia for making logical points? Maybe you got the mental illness. So I just had to cut people off and just start putting out the message out here and, you know, just reach out to the people who have eyes to see, because most people just don't. So...
Well, please, brother, for the ones of us that are actually deciding to listen, which is most people's problem, they won't shut the fuck up and listen. You know, so for those of us who actually decide to listen, man, please keep up the good work. I watch everything every day. I appreciate you even jumping to the next channel to keep getting the truth out, man. I subscribe to all this shit, and I appreciate it.
Well, thanks for subscribing to all of them and keeping up with things, man. I appreciate it. You have a good night.
All right, thank you, man. You too.
Yeah, see you. All right, I'm going to leave it there, you guys, because like I said, I got to make dinner. So I have to make dinner in 10 minutes, which is impossible to eat at 5:30. But, yeah, I imagine if you like this video, you're probably going to want to download it. This one, I said all sorts of things that'll get the video taken down. But, yeah, I'm just so sick of it all, man. I'm just like, let's do something. Let's do something. And also, come over and check out this guy's channel, Truth Over Fear, and just see how he interacted with people. This is the most closed-minded guy that he interacts with right here. This is the most closed-minded guy in the whole thing. But, yeah. And if you guys follow me on Twitter, just like when I see other channels that need to be recommended, if you're not on my Twitter, I just started. I had Twitter forever, but I never really used it. In the last month, 2 months, I've started posting a lot on here. But like I put that guy's channel out on Twitter. Just search Zachary Hubbard, you'll find me. Free to find truth. All right, you guys, have a great rest of your day, and until next time, Truth Seeker.